So says it. So says it. That sounds like a ancient Egyptian. Sososat. Phoenician in nature. All right, so to the subject at hand, I said that this would be about favorite sayings. I've kind of changed my mind. I think there's too many of my favorite sayings. So instead, what I'm going to do is just one, probably just one. So today, let's talk about one of my favorite sayings, and that is, you can do anything as long as you set your mind to it. So, once upon a time, I was really naive. Know where you're going with this? Do you know where I'm going with this? All right. Once upon a time, I was really naive, and I believed that statement, that you could do anything as long as you set your mind to it. I once believed that it wasn't true, and then I learned the truth. I learned you really can. I mean, this is the year 2018, and I have all of the evidence I need to know that I was wrong about this thing. Let me explain. So I used to say it couldn't possibly be true. I used to say that, and I used to joke about it, make fun of it. I used to say, for instance, you could never be the Pope just because you wanted to. You could never do it just because you tried. You set your mind to it. Couldn't do it. You could never, like, I was born in America. I used to say, all right, well, let me call the bluff. I could never be the Chinese ambassador to Kenya. I could never do that. Well, guys, the truth is, this is 2018. And if I so wanted, I could be the female Chinese ambassador to Mars if I wanted to. Because this is the year 2018, where you literally can do anything you want. Anything. Oh, you're not supposed to hear all that nonsense. That was not YouTube. That was just my Bluetooth device. You can literally do anything. Think about it. It's pretty cool. So if I wanted to do a little, oh gosh, I'm gonna forget the acronym. It's hurting my head. Can't think. Alright, it has to do with splicing genes and I can't remember. It's terrible. I have no notes, just the grand blue sky to stare at, and road and cars and obstacles. No pedestrians to watch out for. That's a good thing. Big cities, you know. Always got to watch out for those pedestrians trying to hop in front of your car, literally. All right. Golly, that's tough. I don't want to say the wrong word. All right, so hypothetically, there's a way that you could genetically modify, let's say, your skin to grow scales. So the year 2018, if you want to be a reptile, could be a reptile. If you want to be a man that used to be a woman that always dreamed of being a woman that used to be a man, but you don't want anybody to identify whether or not you're a man or a woman, but you definitely were never a man or a woman at all. This is the year 2018. You could do that. You could do just that. And a lot of people used to be like, you could do whatever you want, sure. That doesn't mean everybody has to believe you. Not anymore. Right? Because we have advanced, guys. We've advanced enough in society. Thousands of years. It's how evolution works, right? It always makes things better. Right? Always better. Something like that. So, yeah. So I used to think there's no way. You can't do anything you want. What if I really want to fly? Or let's say I really want to be able to manipulate matter through telekinesis. That's what my dream is. And actually, that is literally what my dream is. In my dreams, literally. So the ability to manipulate matter and modify what is going on. Sorry guys, what I'm looking at is kind of suspicious. From Oklahoma, that's probably why. That could be considered hate speech. I retract and apologize sincerely for everything that I just said about Oklahoma. It was wrong and I'm a fool. I apologize with the utmost sincerity, and I forfeit all my fortune to the descendants, to the great grandchildren of all Oklahomians. I hereby forfeit all of my fortune that exceeds $100 trillion. I will give every penny over that amount to the descendants of all Oklahomians. I hereby legally forfeit everything over $100 trillion. Because that's the kind of person that I am. You know? Yeah, I gotta take care of my own. But then anything that exceeds, you know, there is such a thing as too much wealth. And for me, individually, as one person, I think 100 trillion is certainly that correct number. Dollars, yes, United States dollars. All right. So now that I've got that through, I'll never anything. You can do anything. Anything is possible as long as you set your mind to it. So we're gonna think about this phrase. We're gonna work it out. We're gonna do just that. So once upon a time they were like, but you can't walk on water. That's been done, guys. That's been done by humans and animals. It's been done. It's been done. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's legit. Well, what if I'm really thirsty, but I don't want water? I'd rather like have a nice glass of wine. You can do anything, guys. You can do anything. That one's also actually literally been done. Okay? You can do anything. Anything is possible. So, there's saw a bunch of water, so that's why I mentioned walking on water. Let's see. I want to become the President of the United States. Obviously, you can do that if you want to. Anything is possible. I never realized just how completely invisible the outside world was to this video. As I look into my phone, I see that you have no clue what my background is. It's fascinating, except the extreme close. It's very, very interesting. All this beautiful scenery I'm looking at, whatever. It's invisible to you. Maybe I'll flip the camera around one of these days. Probably be for the best. You know, just to go in line with self-hatred that we discussed before. You know, probably be for the best. You can do anything. So, yeah, we know that, yeah, of course you can become president. All you have to do is want it. Set your mind to it. Anybody can become president. I am pretty sure that if I don't know, what's his name? Tinjerica Palucan. Tinjerica Palucan, that was born in Mongolia, migrated to Bhutan, then migrated to Somalia, and then naturalized as a citizen in the United States. This person could absolutely become the president of the United States if they wanted to. They also just need to know enough people that could help them out. Because I imagine it takes at least, I don't know, $100 million, probably $100 million to become president. So there, perfect example, perfect. If you set your mind to it, anybody could become president for 50 cents if you believe in yourself and you set your mind to it. You don't have to lobby, campaign. No campaign necessary. As long as you set your mind to it, all of it happens in here. The fact or opinion, because that's more important. My opinion is that, and I feel as though, very important, recognize what I'm saying. I feel as though Taco Bell loves rust. I don't know what that's about. I feel as though whatever I think comes true. It's like all my dreams come true as long as I think about them hard enough. What we're saying when we say that, you can do anything as long as you set your mind to it. All those people out there that believe that this is a simulation, they might be right, guys. They might be right. Maybe there are endless simulations and we are the masters of the simulation. Everything we think just comes true. So those who experience hardship and difficulty, they do so because they want to. I'm hoping this makes sense, because I am really trying to help you understand why you can do anything as long as you set your mind to it. Just trying to help you understand the the truth behind this statement. You can do anything. Anything. Everything. And anything. I know the phrase mostly says anything. Let's get another example. Let's get an example from chat. There are 0 people in chat. So let's get some of your ideas, guys. There's at least 0 people. At least 0. So let's get some ideas. Yeah, you blow that red light, you. Oh, perfect. Thank you. So, so if you can do anything you want. That also means that the law no longer matters. The law is not important anymore. If you can do anything that you want, as long as you set your mind to it, the law is not relevant. Only what you think is relevant. And seeing as how you're just living in a simulation of your own imagination, and everything that you think is reality, you couldn't possibly harm another person because they have their own reality that they can live however they please. It's not, I mean, just think about it. It's not like we all live together on the same planet and our actions affect anybody else. Obviously, that's not true. Obviously, we're completely just locked off, prohibited from communication. And everybody that you think you're coming in contact with is really just a figment of your personal imagination. So, as soon as you realize that, yeah, of course, you could do anything you want. Anything is possible. It's pretty cool, guys. Pretty cool. I don't know what else there is to say about it, because that's some major realization stuff right there. I mean, do you know anybody that lives like that, guys? I do. See them every day on the mainstream media. You want to know why certain people call it fake news? You want to know why? It's not that it's fake news. It's that the news is just a figment of your imagination. That's all it is. A figment of your imagination. That's what the news is, and that's why people say it's fake. But it's not fake. It's you. You are the news. You are the news. So when the news says something that you don't like, that's your fault. Obviously. It's all happening inside of your head. Just think about it. Let's just make the conditional statement to qualify everything. All right. If this statement, you can do anything as long as you set your mind to it, if that statement is true, then everything else I've been explaining is absolutely true. To put it in the most direct terms, you literally have made yourself a god. Literally. If you can do anything as long as you set your mind to it, you have made yourself a god. And if that's true, you are obviously God by definition. I know what you're thinking. As always, I always know what you're thinking. I do know what you're thinking. You're thinking, that's not what that phrase was meant to do. That's not what that phrase was for. That phrase was meant to help pull people out of a hole of depression, help people realize that they have more opportunities than they realize, And even the things that they think they might not be able to do, lesser people have accomplished greater things. So you can do anything, and for sake of ease and shortness, brevity, we're gonna just make this statement. I hear you. I heard the whole thing. I'm repeating what you're telling me. I hear your thoughts. I do. You're saying the purpose of that phrase was just to encourage people to not be depressed. Okay? It was just to encourage people to get out of their slump, and that they can do a whole lot more than they think they can. My argument is, if that's the case, and if there's not a massive conspiracy to make people think that they can be God, which I think that there absolutely is a conspiracy to make people think that they can be God, absolute conspiracy for thousands of years, literally since the beginning of mankind, literally causing people to think that they can be God. This conspiracy has been going on since the beginning of time. But if I'm wrong, here's my question to you, because I heard your thoughts. Now hear mine. If that's all that phrase was supposed to mean, was you can do a lot more than you think you can, then why isn't that the phrase? Yeah, why are you angry? Because the only way to prove a point is to scream and yell and get irrational. That's even though I don't believe in logic and rationality, ration. That's so messed up. So my point is, if that was the phrase, if that's what the phrase was supposed to mean, was you can do a lot more than you think you can, then what's wrong with that phrase? Why wasn't that the phrase? You can do a lot more than you think you can. Wow, thank you. That's encouraging. That makes me think maybe I should start thinking a little more seriously about things that I doubted, right? I kid you not. I just want to meet one person on this planet that's like, no, seriously, you can do anything as long as you believe in yourself. Oh, that's my other phrase. I was going to save that one for later. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. If that's not associated with the grand conspiracy of making people believe that they can be God, believe in yourself, well, you're just getting it all wrong. You're just getting it all wrong. Believe in yourself, it's the same as the other one. It really just means you can do a lot more than you think you can. Again, nobody says that. Even though, if that's what it's supposed to mean, why don't they? Well, gosh, you're right. You might become famous. You just made the best phrase of all. You can do a lot more than you think you can. It's a good phrase. Copyright 2018. DRJ. You can do a lot more than you think you can. It's not full of ideological nonsense. You can do a lot more than you think you can. It's not even watered down. It's not like, oh yeah, but what are you really even saying? You know, you're not really going anywhere. It's not that special. Duh. Sure. Duh. But not necessarily duh. And that's part of what makes it a great phrase. You can do a lot more than you think you can. I'm going to just keep on saying that. That's a good one. So, in regards to me being an XX doubter of the phrase, you can do anything as long as you set your mind to it. I used to not believe in it, then I said I believed in it, and then as I thought about it just, in the last 30 minutes, I was like, hey, they're not saying what they're meaning. And I say mean what you say and say what you mean, but don't be mean, because that'll get you banned. That'll get you kicked off the whole social media universe. Don't be mean. But what they mean when they say don't be mean is they say don't disagree with me. Because if you do that, well, that's just not even possible. As we've discussed before, it's not possible to disagree. Contradictions don't exist, guys. They don't even exist. So when the next time somebody gets mad, say, oh no, I agree with you 100%. Well, but what you said was no, I said what you said. We agree. But that's not what it sounded. No, we're on the same page. Not just that, we are of the same words. You're weird. No, I'm weird. And you're weird. Because we are one. Alright, I don't even want to talk to you anymore. This is just getting... That is fine. As long as that's what you want. As long as that's what you want. Alright, this is really... It's gotten out of control, guys. I'll come back next time. Some good phrases. Some good ones. Talked about one of the most important ones to me. I'll revisit it. I think there's more to be said there. There's more to be said. But this will be brief. Keep this one brief. Have a good life. Have a good life today and forever.